The Eastern Sierras, wild, untamed, and full of mystery. This time, the Adventure Squad is back, and we're diving deep into everything this legendary landscape has to offer. We camped under star-filled skies, fished in alpine waters, ripped through the trails on quads, and hiked through some of the most rugged terrain out here. But it wouldn't be a little adventure without a little trouble. We rolled up to an abandoned mine, and of course, we had to drive in. Then, deep in the Alabama hills, we explored even more hidden mine shafts and relics of the past. Unfortunately, not everything went as planned. Lone Pine Lake? Yeah, that's not happening. A rock slide shut down the road, and to top it all off, I lost most of my audio. So bear with me as I do my best to bring this trip to life with a voiceover. But before we dive in, huge thanks to you guys for coming back. Your support means everything, and I'm stoked to have you along for the ride. Let's get into it. Today, we're headed southeast, 6 hours deep, towards the legendary Alabama hills. But before we hit that iconic granite playground, we finally pulled off Highway 395 to check out a place we've all passed too many times to count, Red Rock Canyon State Park. It's only 5 miles off the highway, and yeah, we just rolled right in. No gate, no ranger, just saw desert beauty. We took the scenic loop, easy trail stuff, just enough to stretch our legs and scratch those itchy camera fingers. There's dispersed camping tucked away in the back, and it's got that kind of wild freedom we'll definitely return for next time. Heads up though, the south entrance was barricaded, so we came in from the north and doubled back. This was just the prologue, the warm-up, the calm before the climb. Alabama Hills was calling, but Red Rock had a few things to say first. After about an hour, we're back on the final leg of Highway 395, running straight and true, slicing through the desert like a ribbon of heat. Turn left in Lone Pine up Whitney Portal Road, chasing the shadow of the Sierras toward camp, giving my 529 gears a solid workout. The wind, unrelenting, felt like the steering wheel had a mind of its own, jerking us towards the shoulder like we'd left an alignment on the trail somewhere. This time, we've got our sights set on something new. Boot Arch. Boot Arch looked good on paper. Real good. But when we rolled up, reality hit harder than a crosswind at 60. That little pocket under the arch? Perfect. If you're solo or maybe rolling with 2 tight rigs. We had a squad. So like clockwork, it's late Thursday, sun dropping fast, and we're back on the hunt, doing the Overland shuffle, searching for one of those big boy sites that'll fit more than just hope and optimism. Dust in the mirrors, radio chatter full of false alarms. I think I see a spot, but that's part of the fun, right? No reservations, no backup plan, just a truck full of gear, a sky full of stars, and the kind of friends who are down to keep rolling till the tires find home. Maybe, just maybe, we'll make it through one meal without a side of wind-blown seasoning. But hey, it's the high desert, no promises. We finally locked down a solid site, plenty of room, killer views, and just enough flat ground to fake level. Time to settle up and settle in. Now here's something that always cracks me up. I roll out the yellow Scepter can, and without fail, someone walks by and goes, "Didn't know Tacomas came in diesel," or hits me with the classic, "Hey man, yellow's for diesel," like it's some sacred rule of fuel color coding. Truth is, it is for diesel, but not for the truck. It's for the diesel heater, because the high desert doesn't care what the forecast says. It can flip the switch from a t-shirt weather to frostbite real quick, and I like my sleep warm, not character building. So yeah, yellow is for diesel, just not the way they think. Dude, this is gonna be so good. Oh my gosh, that worked so good. With the fire crackling and the smell of dinner starting to fill the air, we all take a moment to appreciate the simple things. The kind of moments that hit me a little harder after a long day of searching for camp. That pink sunset, Pure desert magic. Just when you think you've seen it all, the sky throws a whole new color at you. We sit around the fire, swapping stories and jokes, grateful for the warmth of the flames and the crew. There's nothing quite like this. Just a truck, some friends, and a meal that somehow tastes better when you're a little bit dirtier. Here's the deal. We've got everything we need right here. The road, the adventure, the good company, and as the wind starts picking up again, we can't help but feel thankful. For the views, for the laughs, and for the nights that remind you just why we're out here. I wanted to show you guys this. Got some night vision here. I'm gonna test it out here in the night. Oh my gosh, so much wind coming in here. Hold on. We interrupt this adventure to bring you an urgent message. Trash doesn't belong in the wild. Look at this. Spent shell casing. I've left a few of these behind in the past. Not proud of it. But I've learned, this ain't just trash. It's nickel-plated brass. Toxic to soil, ugly on the landscape, and it sticks around longer than most X's. Pack it out. The desert doesn't need our mess. Woke up to a calm morning, finally. No wind howling through the camp. Just a quiet hum of the desert waking up. Took a short hike before breakfast, just enough to shake off the trail dust from yesterday. Coffee hit right, breakfast was solid, and now we are off again. Heading to check out the picnic area at the base of Mount Whitney. Standing there at the foot of the tallest mountain in the lower 48, yeah, it hits different. Plan, lace up, and hike to the Lone Pine Lake. It's one of those trails that gets you just close enough to the Whitney's shadow to feel the magnitude without needing a permit. We're not climbing the mountain yet, but we're gonna taste a piece of it.
Probably, bro. Yeah, easy. Portal, oh, easy. Let's go.
We had our sights set on a new lake, rods ready, spirits high, but the road had other plans. A rock slide came through like a wrecking ball, tearing up the road and adding 8 more miles plus to the hike. At sea level, that's a good challenge. Up here, that's a full-on test of knees and willpower. And let's be honest, these older bodies weren't signing up for a mountain marathon, especially on an incline. So we called an audible, Plan B, explore an old, abandoned mine, some weathered mining equipment, and hike out to Boot Rock. Turns out, sometimes the backup plan brings the better story. On the way back, last minute, we spot this abandoned mining equipment way off in the distance. And of course, we had to check it out. I mean, who are we if not men fueled by curiosity and mild disregard for safety? We poked around the rusted relics, imagining the grit it took to haul all this out here. And here's the best panoramic view that I can get you guys. No drone this time. I didn't splurge for the permit. Just me, my boots, and a sketchy climb to the shot. Worth it. Then, because we can't help ourselves, we notice a dark hole in the side of the hill. Naturally, we had to take a peek. Might not be the smartest move, but it felt right. We saw the signs, keep out, danger, you know, the usual warm welcome. So naturally, we went in. Old mining shafts like this are scattered all over the eastern Sierras. This one, no official plaque, no guided tour, just a rusted history lesson carved into the mountain. Back in the day, men chased silver and gold through these tunnels, risking their lives for a shot at fortune. Some struck it rich, most didn't. And a few, well, they never came back out. They say some of these mines are haunted. Hard to tell if that chill in the air is a ghost or just cold mountain rock reminding you where you stand. Today, what's left is a time capsule. Timber and iron braces holding on by a memory. Old tools frozen mid-story. It's a reminder of how short our moment is out here and how long the land remembers. We made one last stop before heading back to camp. Boot Arch, or maybe it's Boot Rock. Name's debatable. The view, not so much. Carved by wind and time. It rises out of the desert like a monument to all things wild and weathered. From the right angle, it really does look like a worn-out boot. Heel, sole, even the arch. And out here, you start to appreciate the weird poetry of nature's design. After soaking it in, we dropped back into camp, fired up the quads, and got ready for some late day fun. Where do I get inspiration for my stickers? No clue. Divine intervention. Either way, Edgar gets this first one for being an absolute legend on this trip. And out here, we just can't help but climb these boulders. What starts as a breathtaking landscape quickly turns into a storybook come to life. And while we wait on the tri-tip, I'm trying young almonds for the first time, shell and all. Apparently, not totally sure how I feel about the first bite, but the second one with a little salt, kinda legit. It's all over TikTok right now, so yeah, give it a shot, I guess. I'm gonna shut up and eat now, enjoy this moment a bit, then gear up to recon the highest rock with Nig, hoping to catch our incoming friends on the radio. We decided to climb some rocks.
Here with fast rocks too.
Yes.
Weathered.
We're at the top, actually. And we are, we're practicing scoping. We are
Dual
looking for
range finding here. Optical. So can I do both at the same time?
I don't even want to explain what we're doing or why we're doing it. But pretty much we're here just to get radio connection to reach some family out there. And who's going to be coming in probably the next 10 minutes. A few hours later. Here, listen to this. Go ahead. Copy. Go ahead.
We made that left at that loop. We drove down to a dead end. You guys near the rocks?
It's a main road. Stay on that.
Hey, just saying. This is an old spotting scope. It's Barska, and it's cheap. And man, I am seeing, here, look. Let me see if I can flip this around. And I'm using it.
Is that yours? Or?
Oh, that's us, yeah. I'm seeing way out there and I can identify the vehicles.
Man, are you
It's
on the green walkie-talkie now?
crazy. That glass is pretty good. We raced down from the rock formation and Nick headed out to help guide the second convoy in, dust trails and all. Just great. Pretty sure the V6s are officially outnumbered by the V8s now. Fire it up! Tonight is one of the darkest nights in one of the darkest places in the US. No moon, just stars. A night hike felt well worth the risk. We left the trail behind, climbing rock after rock. With a group is part chaos, part adventure, and all adrenaline. Every step is a gamble. Loose gravel, sudden drops, and shadows that play tricks on your eyes. Headlamps flicker across jagged silhouettes as we help each other scramble up boulders the size of houses. One misstep could mean a tweaked ankle or worse. It's not just a hike, it's a shared mission, lit by the stars and fueled by pure adventure. Helping each other until we reached the top. It's one of those rare magical moments, stars from horizon to horizon, with shooting stars lighting up the sky like sparks from a campfire. As we get our fill of God's wonders, we start to realize we're not lost, but getting back down might be trickier than expected. Hands reaching out, light scanning the dark, and it's all about trust now. Teamwork makes the dream work. Night hike, success. Every step, a shared challenge and a triumphant nod to the grit of overlanding under the endless California night. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Sleep? What's that? Night turned into morning before we knew it. Quick sunrise hike, shake off the dust, and we're back at it. This time, putting the Lexuses through their first drive inside an abandoned mine. It's a must-do if you're ever in the area. It's just 20 minutes north of Alabama Hills. I highly recommend it. Much respect to those still running full metal builds with V8s. Once you're stacking armor, bumpers, sliders, roof racks, full spare setups, and maybe even towing something, that extra torque and grunt from a V8 does come in handy. I've been down this trail before. Same ruts, same rocks, same line through the canyon. But leave it to a fisherman to turn the familiar into a Discovery Channel episode. Viet's voice cut in the radio. Stop the convoy. Water. But to Viet, it's not just water. It's potential. He says where there's water, there's fish. Now I've seen my fair share of puddles in the wild, and I've never caught anything but mud and bad decisions. This firefighter, Viet, doesn't just battle blazes. Out here, he commands the water with the same quiet confidence. First cast, boom, fish on. No warm-up, no second guess, just precision. Like watching a sniper line up that perfect shot. We all gathered around that quiet bend in the river, rods in hand, but eyes on Viet. Most of us have never caught a thing. Heck, some of us have barely held a rod, right? But today wasn't about catching fish. Today was about learning from a man who's got a lifetime of calm beneath his calloused hands. There's something humbling about that. Seeing someone connect with nature like that, no ego, just rhythm. Cast, wait, set, reel. We weren't just overlanders at the moment, we were students. And the water, That was our chalkboard. And that's the beauty of this life. We don't just roll from trail to trail. We stop, we listen, and we learn. This is what the trail gives you. If you're willing to be quiet and respect it, fish, fire, friendships, all forged the honest way, one cast at a time. Thanks to Viet, we didn't just catch our first fish, we caught our second, third, and fourth, all in under 30 minutes. It was chaos in the best kind of way. Lines snapping, reels screaming, laughter echoing off the water. We weren't just fishing, we were hooked. Viet was everywhere at once, mending busted lines, retying hooks with hands steady as steel, coaching from behind shoulders like a backwoods sensei. You'd swear the man was born with a rod in one hand and a rescue axe in the other. We came out here with full tanks and empty tackle boxes. And now, we're Googling fishing licenses before the sun's even down. If the Department of Wildlife sees today's numbers, they'll think there's a fishing boom coming. But that's what it's about. Someone sharing what they love, and the rest of us catching that fire like a spark on dry tinder. This wasn't just another stop on the trail. This was a memory made. And just like that, our overlanding crew added a new tool to the belt, a humble fishing rod. We looked at the time. What was supposed to be a 5-minute stop turned into 30. Classic. Time to air down, shake off the dust, and get these rigs pointed toward the mine. The trail's chill until it isn't. The first turn on the ascent, she shows her teeth. Sharp rocks, loose shale, and enough tilt to make your coffee slide off the dash. Funny thing, we've hit this route every year. Either it's getting easier or we're getting meaner. If it feels rough, that just means you're going too fast. Ease up, let the rig crawl. She knows what to do. Now let's get inside that shaft before the sun dips. Nothing like the echo of a V8 bouncing off cold stone walls. Snapped a couple shots, waiting on the last rig to crawl out of the shaft. We were just about to roll when silence broke. Engines, bass, the dust clouds in the horizon. Turns out, the mine's gonna see more action today than it has in decades. The Altorado off-road crew rolled up deep, side-by-sides, and even a few little ones riding shotgun. For a second, I thought we missed our chance to get in, but they waved us on, and they'd chill and let us explore first. Respect. It's rare. Always good to see families stacking memories in the dirt. As you approach the entrance to the reward mine, there's a shift, not just in terrain, but in you. Your chest tightens just a little. Not fear, more like respect. The kind you get standing in front of something old, silent, and full of stories. The sunlight fades against the shadowed rock, and your rig feels smaller now, like it's entering another world. Tires grip a little tighter, your foot gets lighter on the pedal. Every sound, the engine, the tires, even your own breath, suddenly feels louder. You're not just off-roading anymore. You're crossing into something raw, something forgotten. And that quiet excitement in your gut, that's the call of adventure answering back. This is where most rigs stop, the main turnaround point. The air's still, but those rusted cans hanging from the ceiling, they sway like they've got a mind of their own. No wind, just motion. If you're thinking about pushing deeper, this is where rubber gives way to boots. The smaller shafts get tighter, darker, less about horsepower, more about nerve. Bring a light, watch your step, and remember, the deeper you go, the more the mountain keeps. Losing all my audio stings. especially during this section of the adventure, because some stories are better passed along with dust in your lungs and a flashlight in your hand. But since all my audio got wiped, I'll try to do it justice the old-fashioned way. Stopes, where oars were carved out like ribs from the earth. Drifts, the horizontal tunnels. Winzes and raises, connecting levels up and down. And the reward mine, it's full of them. Multiple levels stacked like a forgotten underground city. He pointed out veins, small, winding, and unpredictable. Miners chase these like blood vessels. Sometimes you get rich, sometimes it was just iron pyrite fooling you. Then he gave me the story of the canaries, small birds brought into the shafts. If the air turned bad, carbon monoxide or methane, the canary stopped singing before the men did. It saved lives. The reward mine has levels most folk never see. Hidden stairways, crumbling ladders, places where daylight hasn't touched in 100 years. It's like a book, but you gotta be willing to read between the lines.
Well, you've been steady, building steam like a thunderhead. Armed and ready with the lies you overheard. Well, strike me down like
Photos taken, dust settling. We gave the Altorado crew a wave and dropped back onto the trail, tires biting into the gravel like they missed it. The sun was getting lower, throwing gold across the rock walls, made the mine entrance glow like it was calling us back. That first mile out always feels different, quite reflective. Like the mountain just shared a secret with you, and now your job is to carry it out. No comms chatter, just the sound of engines and suspension doing their job. Trail's still got a few surprises up her sleeve, but so do we. Funny thing about trails, but it's the descent that humbles you. IFS front ends love to dance going downhill, less compression, more twitchy, throwing some loose rock and gravity's not your friend. We pull in early tonight. Quick dinner wraps up our day under a tapestry of stars. Lake Isabella awaits. Up early, I hit a brisk hike. The early spring flowers bid us farewell, lending one last burst of life to our temporary home and pack up camp. And there's fishing on the agenda for the crew. For those of you wondering, yes, I'm really digging my new camping setup this year. As a new company, there are always some kinks to iron out, but so far, my Lone Peak canopy camper paired with the Sanheima 270 awning has been a game changer. After a long day on the trail, I wrap up camp in just a couple minutes. I zip up all the zippers, pull my window bracket in, and let the bungee do its thing, dropping the tent gently without crushing the material. It doesn't get much smoother than that. It lets me embrace adventure without sacrificing comfort when nature decides to throw its worst my way. But first, we need to try and untangle this parking mess we got going on here. Feel free to post your favorite rig in the comments below, or just thank these guys for making sure this area was cleaner than when we got here. 2 hours south, then a turn west, our journey carries us towards Lake Isabella. Viet's social media streams are lighting up with reports of epic catches, a hot spot in full swing. So yeah, the 2 hour drive, it might take a while longer, but that's exactly the point. Out here, it's not about reaching the destination fast, it's about soaking in every epic detail of the journey. I don't think so, I'm empty. We're stoked. refuel, and before long, we're rolling in. Our first fishing spot doesn't deliver bites, but does reward us with some mesmerizing schools of fish darting beneath the surface. All right, so there's a feeding frenzy going on right now. They are just jumping out the water.
When there's fishing, you're like, leave me alone.
We need some fish in this pan. I think someone made like a bait trap. That's what it is. Alright, let's throw that away. Time to relocate. Again, we're chasing the hot spot, the one with the bites and the bragging rights. But true to form, we got sidetracked. Again, can you blame us? The trail lured us in with a surprise detour, an unexpected mud pit that looked way more like a day spa for rigs. The V8s didn't resist. Who does? A good rug of mud never hurt nobody. It's part of the charm. Honestly, a clean rig after a trip like this just feels wrong. Like showing up to a bonfire in a tux. The layers of dirt and dried streaks of trail water, the caked on dust, they tell the story better than words ever could. So yeah, we'll find that hot spot eventually. The second spot wasn't hot, but it wasn't hopeless either. The bass were biting, just not the kind you write home about. Small, scrappy, and nowhere near bragging size. Still, the tug on the line keeps the fire lit. The creek, shallow in most places, barely deep enough to cover a boot. But that won't stop us. We've pulled fish out tougher spots before. It's not always about the perfect conditions, it's about persistence, patience, and a little bit of stubborn fun. We're not leaving empty-handed, we're just getting warmed up. We give it another 15 minutes, just long enough to test the patience and the water. A few nibbles, another little guy on the line, but nope, this ain't the hot spot. And this one didn't turn into a princess. We pack up, shift gears, and roll out to another watering hole. Hope still riding high. The spot looks small but promising. Shaded banks, moving water, perfect cast angles, but this ain't it either. We're not done yet. We have one more spot in our back pocket. Alright, I'll be honest. I'm tired of editing this 30+ minute beast of a video, so we're wrapping it up right here. We drew a blank at the last spot. No keepers, no glory, just a solid effort and a cooler full of memories. But hey, that just means there's more fish out there waiting for us next time. Thanks for riding along. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. Hit that subscribe button and let's chase the next adventure together. This is Overlanding. Sometimes it's not the trail ahead, but the characters along the way that keep it interesting.
Hallelujah. Amen. It wasn't a dream, John was in the spirit. It was on the Lord's day, behold his appearance. He saw the Son of Man, the Alpha, Omega, the first and the last, the one who came down to save us. 7 stars in his right hand, 7 golden lampstands represent